Furious, Maggie sends Alice to stay in the garage. Moments later, Nick comes home and Maggie is waiting for him to force him to say the truth. Nick admits he did it with Alice once and an argument ensues with lots of yelling, which Alice overhears by touching the window. Max starts crying and Alice goes to check on him, deciding he's a burden. She puts him in the tub and starts filling it with water, which is seen by Isla. The girl warns her parents and they rush to the bathroom, but Alice is holding the door close. While Nick starts hitting the door with a lamp, Maggie climbs out the window and walks on the roof to reach the bathroom. She tries grabbing the baby but Alice pushes her against the wall. At that moment Nick finally breaks in and takes Max out of the tub, passing him to Isla before hitting Alice with the lamp to free his wife. Soon Alice stands up again with heavy damage on her face and blocks the lamp when Nick tries hitting her again. Maggie tells Nick to let go and plugs the lamp, causing Alice to be electrocuted. She passes out and the house loses power. Afterward, an ambulance comes to take Max to the hospital while a company technician asks about any signs of Alice malfunctioning before. Nick apologizes to Maggie, who explains she needs some space and leaves with the kids. Meanwhile, Alice is taken to the repair shop, where a technician is opening her head. The other worker notices Alice's hand moving but it stops when her memory is removed. They connect it to the computer and notice the code has gaps everywhere. Suddenly the screens start flashing and a message appears saying an upload is happening, meaning Alice is taking over. The technicians pull the memory, but Alice is already in the system, so next they unplug the computers. However, another message appears asking how do you run from what's in your head, and suddenly one of the technicians is killed by Alice too, a sim that the original Alice has dumped her memory into. Then Alice too ignores the other technician's commands and repeatedly mashes her head on the floor before turning to original Alice. Meanwhile, Nick is at the bar drinking and sends the waiter away because he's a sim. Suddenly Alice arrives, speaking badly because her face is still damaged. She explains her duty is to make Nick happy and admits she killed Monty before saying she's at the hospital too. Nick tries to leave, but Alice holds him down and hacks the barman with a look to freeze him. As he rants on the mistakes he's made, Nick pretends to gently touch Alice's head